It is one of the most electric atmospheres that you will ever see when it comes to local mixed martial arts. Miguel Torres, after 7 years away from fighting here in his backyard at the Hammond Civic Center, makes his return for a main event matchup against Giovanni Moljo, also known as Wukong Elias. What a scene here tonight.
This is spectacular. These fans are so excited to see a true legend, a true pioneer, a true future Hall of Famer, Miguel Torres, come back home into a house, as Mike Davis just said moments ago next to us, that he kind of figuratively built in terms of MMA here in the region. His fights made history here long ago, and now he's back.
He's back, and he is welcome with open arms. Flash bulbs going off. A historic moment here at the Hammond Civic Center. Miguel Torres was known as one of the world's best pound-for-pound fighters and claims he will get back to that elite level. And what a scene here with flash bulbs popping off here at the Civic Center, Elias. A very focused and determined Miguel Torres here tonight, as even though the homecoming is great, if he doesn't get the result, it can be spoiled.
That's right. That would be the biggest letdown. Both of these men are trying to snap, I believe, 3-fight losing streaks. Miguel was out here earlier in the night, enjoying time with fans, posing with friends and family for photos. But all that's not going to be a sweet memory if he doesn't snap that losing streak today.
And I'll tell you, Elias, he looks in the biggest and best shape that I've seen him in a long time. He looks physically defined. He is reunited with his striking coach, Eugene Calderon. So he's going back to his roots for this fight.
Yeah, he does look good. I had read about the fact that he's back with Calderon. Sometimes it's a matter of skill that a coach imparts on you. Sometimes it's a matter of just psychological confidence. It seems like he's gotten both from that coach.
But Giovanni Moljo is no slouch whatsoever, as he has Mac Ramos, he trains with Mike Santiago, Ricardo Lamas. This is a dangerous fight for Miguel Torres to be able to take on somebody who is as tricky as Giovanni Moljo. His claim to fame, a victory over Carson Beebe a couple of years ago via inverted triangle.
Absolutely, and Moljo brings a lot of attitude in this cage. I don't think he came all the way from Florida to lose. He wanted to take out a Hall of Famer, make a name for himself. Not only can he snap a losing streak, but he can beat a former world champion.
The pride and joy of East Chicago, Indiana is back, fighting at the Hammond Civic Center against Giovanni Moljo. Main event of UCL, Torres and Moljo, and we are underway.
Nice leg kick.
Immediately, Torres starting off quickly. Flash bulbs going off here at the Hammond Civic Center, as Miguel Torres looking for that opening, immediately settling in and going right to work, utilizing that jab and executing and having that reach advantage to his favor.
Yeah, he's using it, switching southpaw there. Giovanni with his hands real low.
Miguel Torres seems very confident, in and out. He's trying to dart in and out. Throws the jab again, followed by a leg kick. This is vintage Torres so far in the initial stages of this fight. And here we see the echoes of Torres here at the Hammond Civic Center.
The fans are loving it. Torres with a nice overhand right, and he's really liking that leg kick. That roundhouse rear leg kick. And it's landed for him.
Moljo caught him with the right hand, but Torres keeps moving forward. Throws that left shoulder in front to try to implore and get in striking wise. Nice movement for Torres. Moljo, though, content to stay in the pocket. Nice jab.
Yeah, Torres is not in a rush to get into the clinch and get into his jiu-jitsu game. He's finding success out here. It looks like he wants to continue to test the waters in the stand-up game.
Miguel seems rather quicker than what I've seen him in previous fights.
That's a good point, Ray. He does. He's got some snap in his punches. He's got the head movement, twitching. He's on the balls of his feet. Trying to turn back the clock here after a long and illustrious career.
Well, 7 years ago, he defeated Charles Wilson in his last fight here at the Hammond Civic Center, looking to sort of follow it up with the same result over Giovanni Moljo. And Moljo, though, knows how important of a victory this would be to come into the backyard of Miguel Torres and take him out.
It would be, and I remember that fight. I was here. Charles Wilson's a funky fighter. Right now, Miguel's trying to be offbeat himself and unpredictable.
Moljo throwing a wild right hand that Miguel gets out of danger from.
Moljo doesn't really seem to have a strategy. I don't know if he's testing the waters. He's mostly reacting to what Miguel's doing. He has his back against the cage. He doesn't seem intimidated. He seems comfortable, but he's not really trying to assert himself in any particular way.
A right hand, and now Miguel begins to stalk Giovanni Moljo, but it is a controlled aggression. Moljo, though, hanging in the pocket, looking for his opening. He goes from southpaw to conventional, as now he resumes with conventional.
Yeah, Miguel's not losing control, you're right. He's swinging hard, but he's staying balanced so far on his feet, not overcommitting.
One thing that has never been in question with Miguel Torres, even with his 3-fight losing streak, has been his conditioning. He's always been in fantastic physical shape for all of his fights.
That's right. He's always been a gym rat. You put in that time, you got that conditioning. And like Randy Couture says, that's the thing you can always control is your conditioning. Miguel seems to have always adhered to that. He's always ready to fight, psychologically and physically.
Miguel seems rather confident here tonight in the lead up to the fight. Really excited to get back to his roots. For Moljo, though, I was surprised at how relaxed he was earlier in the day.
You know, I wasn't with him like you were, but I just walking into the ring, he had some swagger. You know, when Miguel made his saunter around the cage, Moljo kind of mean-mugged and put his hands behind his back. I don't know if it's false bravado, but he certainly looks comfortable and confident, like you say, Ray.
Well, Moljo knows what it is. He's been living up here, training with Top Notch for a long time. When you fight here locally, you're fighting fighters pretty much in front of their family and friends, especially when you all have a base in Miami, Florida. So Moljo is no stranger, but I don't think nothing like this. And now Torres unloads a couple of shots that bounce off the skull of Giovanni Moljo, but Moljo answers back.
Yeah, great job by Torres. Nice job by Moljo to at least tuck his chin and eat most of it on the top of his head. But great combo from Miguel. Straight combo.
I'll be honest too, Elias. Miguel looks bigger physically than I've seen him in a lot of fights. His biceps are, you could tell he's been putting time in the weight room. And a nice jab again for Torres.
Yeah, it looks like he's enjoying a couple extra pounds. Keeping Moljo at length with those punches. Now Miguel, with those last couple ones, really extended them out, using that reach and height advantage. Nice jab.
And looking at their bodies as well, Elias, Miguel looks very warm. He looks like he broke a sweat earlier before he even got into the cage, whereas Moljo seems rather dry.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Moljo does look dry. I don't know if that's how he usually does it, but the maxim is to break a sweat before you get in there, so you hit your second win in the cage.
Torres walking down Giovanni Moljo, 10 seconds to go in the first round, as vintage Miguel Torres with the somersault kick that misses, and Moljo kind of touches his gloves as to say, are you trying to play around? Mind games between the two fighters. Moljo then goes and grabs his groin region as to kind of show some displeasure towards Torres.
The jungle region, Ray.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Miguel just trying to brush him off. Miguel trying to brush him off, swim away. Like that. I can see where Giovanni's coming from. He doesn't like someone trying to showboat on him. I can see where Miguel's coming from, trying to finish around strong and unconventional form, maybe catch your opponent sleeping. I like it. Might add to the intensity of the start of the second round. Miguel's already up off his stool. He's ready to go for the second round.
Miguel Torres, you could just tell that he's so comfortable and confident. He wants to go out there and stalk his friend Giovanni Moljo. Moljo, though, is also standing. Business has picked up in this main event here at UCL.
It really has. Moljo is not backing down at all. Torres handily won the first round, but Moljo does not look psychologically beaten in the least.
Through one, Elias, how do you have it?
I have that first round for Torres for sure. He landed a ton of leg kicks, landed a few nice straight punch combos.
Moljo coming inside Miguel Torres. He's been away from the Hammond Civic Center for 7 years. Fighting in the WEC, in the UFC, World Series of Fighting, and making his return for UCL, led by promoter Mike Davis.
And it's fun to see him fight in person again. It's been a few years for me personally.
There is nothing like it, Elias, to be able to see him at the Civic Center. Nice right hand for Torres as he gets out of the way of a looping left for Moljo. Moljo can't catch him.
He can't. Moljo's getting pissed. He's throwing those left hooks hard, but Miguel's been able to get out of the way so far.
Even though Miguel only has a 1 to 2 inch height advantage, he is fighting tall and seems to have Moljo at the end of his jab throughout the entire fight so far.
Yeah, Torres definitely is fighting tall. He doesn't seem concerned about it going to the ground, as he usually is not because of his excellent Carlson Gracie jiu-jitsu ground game. But yeah, he's fighting tall, trying to punch down at Moljo. That nice left to the body, nice overhand to the right, another left hook to the body, to the head from Torres.
Moljo comes forward, throws a leg kick. Torres moving forward still, trying to walk down Moljo. He has that right hand, and now Torres goes from conventional to southpaw, back to conventional.
I like Torres' head movement, and it's good it's been there because his hands have been low.
This is the sharpest Miguel Torres that I have seen in a long time. I think even dating back to his victory over Antonio Buñuelos.
I think you're right, Ray. He's looking good. Already the fight is going better than his last couple ones have.
And listen once again to the chants of Torres echoing here at the Hammond Civic Center, trying to will the East Chicago native to victory here over Giovanni Moljo. Nice body shot that connected for Torres.
Looked like it hurt him.
Moljo, yeah, he did. He went backwards. And Moljo isn't standing in the pocket with as much bravado as he did earlier in the fight, Elias.
You're right, Ray. He felt the power. He's not mentally beaten, but he felt the power. Torres is finding home with that jab now in this round.
And Elias, it seems like Miguel has him off balance. He doesn't know whether he's going to come with a jab upstairs or go downstairs with a body shot.
It looks exactly that way, Ray. He's switching stances. He's going inside leg kick. He's going outside leg kick. He's going with the jab. He's throwing combos.
A right hand that back goes Moljo. Torres mixing it up, throwing that jab again. That has been a constant here in the fight along with that movement.
It has. He's landing a ton of them in the second round.
Beautiful double jab followed by a right hand across the top for Miguel.
That inside leg kick's starting to bug Moljo as well. Ooh, got in the way. The ref got in the way accidentally there.
This is the Miguel Torres that led him to being top 3 pound for pound in the world when he was the kingpin in the WEC.
Yeah,
with wars over Takeo Mizugaki and victories over Chase Beebe and a host of others.
Yeah, it's easy to forget because he never had officially the UFC strap. But before the UFC had the lower weight classes, the world title was in the WEC, and before that it was hard to figure out who the world champion was. But there was multiple years in a row successful. Miguel Torres was without a doubt the best in his division.
Now Torres, though, is going backwards as Moljo seemed to have caught him with the right hand that gained the attention of the 33-year-old.
Yeah, he did. Now he's returning fire, but it gave him pause for sure.
Business has picked up, but as you talked about, Elias, Miguel Torres and Uriah Faber really put 145 and 135 on the map. Without those two, who knows if the bantamweights, if the featherweights, if the flyweights would have been implemented inside the octagon.
I think those two guys are instrumental. They're good-looking guys. They fight hard. They fight exciting. They're well-spoken. Those guys were really instrumental in the UFC taking an interest in the WEC and then ultimately in absorbing those lower weight classes.
Godfathers of their respective divisions right now, though. Torres is trying to usher in an era where he gets a victory. Nice right hand that connects on the whiskers of Moljo, but Moljo retaliates with a hard right hand.
He does. He ate about 6 and threw 1, with the left connected on Torres for Moljo.
However, Moljo has that one-punch knockout power that should not be frowned upon, Elias.
No, absolutely not. It's good that Torres is being aggressive. It's paying dividends. I'd love to see his hands a little bit higher. I'm sure his coaches would as well, just for that one-punch counter of Moljo that may land.
Torres goes downstairs, followed by upstairs with the hook, and Moljo gets angry. He comes forward, throwing a left hook, now a right hand, throwing a jumping knee now as Torres remains content to sit in the pocket and throw shots. That ends round 2.
Another good round, and they're talking. They're still talking in between rounds, just like the first one, Ray.
Moljo wiped off some sweat from his face as to kind of tell Torres, come forward and fight me in the center of the UCL steel. Torres, though, has been executing his game plan to a T.
He has. Moljo is definitely a tough kid, and he's taking a beating and he's coming forward after it, so you got to give him credit. Torres is definitely one of these first 2 rounds. I'm curious, Ray, if Miguel's going to try to close the distance and work his grappling game, which has been so known for. If he's going to be content, since he's had success in the stand-up game, to just keep it there.
And now look at Torres looking over at Giovanni Moljo. Midway through that break, he got off his stool and stared directly into the corner of Giovanni Moljo. Moljo saw that and answered, and he is looking directly at Miguel Torres. A lot of emotion going in to this third and final round, the main event here at UCL at the Hammond Civic Center. Right floor is Elias Cepeda, Miguel Torres, Giovanni Moljo with the third and final round. Here we go.
The first round all over again. These guys are about to bring it looks like.
They have brought it for the first 2 rounds, and now an inadvertent kick to the groin. And now Moljo seems to be acting a little bit some theatrics. It was a delayed reaction. Maybe that's what happened. I've never been kicked to the groin. Elias, you know what it is too.
It can happen. It can be delayed. I missed it. I didn't see the kick go low. It can take a second to kick in sometimes.
That's exactly what it did for Giovanni Moljo. He is taking some time. He is hurting. Mac Ramos, you know, is telling him to take the full time to really get yourself straight, along with Mike Santiago. And now Torres urging his followers to clap and to get into this fight. Listen to this ovation from Miguel Torres here at the Hammond Civic Center. After 7 years, he's made his way home, and the fans are behind him.
They sure are. He's getting them riled up, keeping them involved, and he's keeping his sweat going a little bit, which is key. You don't want to go back after this break cold with Miguel Torres.
Referee in charge, Ram Madrigal, allowing Giovanni Moljo to get his mind gathered and straightened out, grabbing that groin region due to an inadvertent leg kick. Torres shakes his head over at some of the fans, has to say there may be some acting going on.
Was that an inside kick that he got him with?
It seemed that way, yes.
Yeah, because he was landing that earlier. He must have gone, maybe slid up high, missed it.
A little south, and now the fans booing, but Moljo throws up the 2 middle fingers, it seemed like, the bird to the fans. I don't think he appreciates the fans, but Moljo certainly isn't being coddled either.
Not at all.
What energy, what excitement, what electricity here at UCL for Torres and Moljo in the third round. Torres throws the leg kick that immediately puts Moljo down on his butt, but back springboards does the top-notch standout.
Well, I think we have that answer. I was wondering if Miguel wanted to go to the ground. He had a perfect opportunity to take cop position. And I think he likes this kickboxing match the way it is.
You could tell that he's really been working extensively with Gene Calderon. Gene Calderon is a magician and a wizard when it comes to the striking in mixed martial arts. One of the most highly accomplished striking coaches here in the area, without a doubt. And now Moljo connects with a flying knee that barely missed Miguel Torres. He did clip him to the body, though.
Torres definitely has a chip on his shoulder. I was just informed that Giovanni missed weight by 5 pounds and almost didn't even make the weight he did within the time allotment. Perhaps Torres wants to give him a little bit of an extra beating for not doing that. Torres is always a consummate professional. It's not easy for a guy his height to make weight. And now he's trying to make an extra statement, perhaps, to Giovanni about what it means to be a professional.
This was at a catch weight of 140 pounds, and Elias, I know this isn't, and digging downstairs to the body, mixing up with a leg kick. This is the best Miguel Torres we have seen in a long time.
In years, Ray. You're absolutely right. He's looking sharp. He's looking motivated. He's getting out of the way of punches. He's the quicker guy for the first time in a number of fights.
Torres continues to have Moljo puzzled. Moljo continues to go backwards, but he's eating shots to the body. He's getting caught upstairs, and then a leg kick to boot with the jab that has been constantly in the face of Giovanni Moljo all night long.
He has. He's only moving out on his own terms, and Torres is quick to get back in there to deliver more punishment. His hands are still low. He's got to be cognizant and use that good head movement as he's been doing. But so far, he is definitely taking control of this fight and hurting his opponent.
Moljo continues to play with his mouthpiece. His mouth is wide open. That is a sign that he is tired, either that or that he broke his nose. Compliments of a Miguel Torres strike.
Yeah, or both. It's tough to tell. He's definitely eating enough shots.
Moljo ate a couple of strikes, but he immediately stands in the pocket as to say, bring me more. I want more. Continue to fight and trade with me. He's getting exactly what he wants, though. The question of his heart and his desire isn't to be whatsoever for Giovanni Moljo. Moljo now unloads a couple of strikes, and now he's trying to push the pace, but Torres answers.
A nice block of the head kick by Torres.
Torres goes to southpaw now to try to kick that lead leg out of the way of Giovanni Moljo.
Oh, he's turning his back. Giovanni's hurt and he's winded.
A right hook, and Miguel Torres applying the pressure, picking up the pace here at the Hammond Civic Center in front of his hometown crowd. Now a head kick followed by a jab. You know, Miguel Torres would love to get a stoppage here late in the fight, Elias.
Yeah, I imagine he would, and he's certainly throwing hard enough to get it. Giovanni's just a tough mamma jamma, but he's taking some big shots. Miguel's throwing combos like he wants to finish.
And a flying knee that misses. Torres goes backwards, still stands forward, and takes the center of the UCL cage.
Yeah, he's controlling the cage, that's for sure. Backing him up again, throwing another combo to the body and then to the head.
He looks so sharp, he looks crisp, he looks fast. Moljo's been in the fight, but he hasn't been able to solve the mystery that is Miguel Torres.
No, outside of just spurts, wild spurts and counter, Moljo has not mounted any offense, and most of that has been glancing at best.
A right hand that connects to the body of Giovanni Moljo. 10 seconds to go in the third and final round. Miguel Torres looking to put an exclamation mark on his return home here in front of his faithful at the Hammond Civic Center. And what a performance, a sign of respect between the two fighters. Moljo still stares down Miguel Torres. Torres with his hand up to the sky as he gets the approval from his family and friends and all those that have supported him throughout his entire career. What a performance, dare I say, at least through this performance, Elias, the old Miguel Torres is back.
Sure looks like it, Ray. Sure looks like it. And I think you're absolutely right. This is the best we've seen Miguel look in years in a number of fights. I'll let you head back in there for the official judge's decision announcement. You gotta figure Torres won it. The gap grew with each round. Giovanni was certainly game. He took everything Torres could dish out. He didn't cower from it, but he definitely took the brunt of that punishment that was delivered in this fight. I gotta expect unanimous decision, 30-27, all throughout all three judges' cards for Torres. Yeah. Miguel Torres, former world champion.